Hey guys, Dan here. Hope everybody's doing super well. So in today's video, I came across a graph today that I wanted to go over with you guys, and what it essentially is it's sort of like a matrix of success versus failure. Now, I've made a lot of videos and I've tried to get my point across on what I believe, after being an entrepreneur for 25 years plus, are the major factors that imply whether a person will be successful in their endeavors or if a person will fail in their endeavors. And there are so many factors and variables that go into this, but I think that most of us follow pretty much the same path when we're attempting to achieve results inside of a business specifically, or even a career where you're trying to run up the ladder. But for the most part, this is about business, okay? So I think this graph really displays it perfectly. It displays that pathway that we have all traveled along, and where most of us drop off, and where the people who do succeed actually continue past that drop-off point, and how success happens from that point on. So without further ado, let's just jump straight into the graph, shall we? Okay, so this is the graph. Now, this is the first point of journey, right, of the entrepreneurial journey. So what this actually means is, here's the baseline, right? Here's the baseline where most of us sit, and we're sitting around here and we're thinking, man, there's got to be more to life. There's just got to be something better out there than my 9-to-5 job or the struggle street that I'm in. I've got to find something. I've got to do something, right? And so we know that we're not happy in our scenario at this baseline point, and we've got open eyes to opportunity. All right. So what generally happens is, as our eyes open more, we start looking around, and we have our mind open, and we travel up this pathway to where we actually find an opportunity or something that looks really good, like an opportunity. And this can happen in the form of coming across a video, right? This is called uninformed optimism, as you can see. But this could happen in the form of coming across a video, coming across a online opportunity, seeing a friend who's in a business and they're actually making a ton of money, right? And you're like, whoa, man, like, I've known you my whole life and you're doing so well. What are you doing? And that friend will be so pumped with what they're doing. They're going to say, look, man, I'm doing this or that or this or affiliate marketing or something like that. And you're going to be like, wow, that sounds pretty good, right? This friend who I've known my whole life is making all this money, and they've just changed their entire circumstance. I'm so, like, I have optimism about this situation, right? About this opportunity, but you're completely uninformed on what the overall opportunity involves. But you have so much optimism that you're going to jump into the opportunity anyway, right? You haven't really done your full due diligence on not just that opportunity, but what's required for success. What's required to actually build a business. And if anybody here has seen any of my other videos, you guys would know that I don't sugarcoat it. Business is extremely hard. You must have the thickest skin among all of your peers and anyone you've ever met, because you're going to struggle. It's going to be hard. It does not matter what opportunity you get into. I'm just talking about business in general. It's difficult. Anyone who tells you it's easy, it's simple, and like you're going to make this much money in this much time, that's somebody who's giving you uninformed optimism, okay? But when you come across the real ones, they're going to tell you the truth. It's not easy. No opportunity that I ever offer to anybody is easy. You're going to need to struggle, right, to be able to achieve success, because that's the nature of business. There's no shortcuts. Okay, so you've jumped into the business. You're completely uninformed, but you think you know enough and to be optimistic about the opportunity, and you've jumped into it. But then the path starts to curve or trend down. You start to get informed on what's actually involved in running a business. You start to really realize that, geez, there's some real tasks and commitment and some ongoing things that I need to learn and implement every single day. You're really becoming informed on what's required to succeed. And at this stage, you actually start to feel pessimism. Okay, you start to be pessimistic of the opportunity. You're starting to feel down on yourself. You're starting to feel down on the opportunity. You're starting to think, man, there's a lot more in this than what I originally thought, right? And because you're starting to feel down on it, you're no longer on this, dopamine high. You're trending down. You start to drop off really fast, okay? And this is when you're performing the actionable tasks in your business, trying to grow it, going through those hardships, hitting those brick walls, right? You start to get to this point where you're thinking like the crisis of meaning, right? Is this really what I want out of life? This is so difficult. I would rather spend some more time with my kids than grinding away here like day and night trying to achieve this thing. Do I really need money? You start to have this crisis of meaning. Are my goals really what I want? I only have one life. Do I really want this? Of course you know you do, because you forgot what it was like back over here. You've forgotten by now, right? On your baseline level, thinking I need more in life, because you've gone through like the optimism and the dopamine spike has dropped off, and you've come into reality and you've gotten pessimistic, and now you're questioning, your entire existence around where you want to be in life. And this is the breaking point, guys. This is the point where this says crash and burn, but I'm going to call it quit, right? And I'm going to call it, I do call this the dirty circle, because it's dirty tricks that your mind plays on you, right? This is the part where you actually circle back to here. Okay? So this is that circle that everyone talks about. Try and fail, try and fail, try and fail. You've come from here where there's got to be more to life. No one wants to struggle for the remainder of their existence. Nobody wants their children to struggle. Everybody wants what's, best for their kids and whatnot. And you're always going to want more. It's just the nature of humanity. And then you come into an opportunity and you're extremely optimistic, but you're totally uninformed, right? And you're not uninformed so much on the opportunity itself. You can learn how to run a business. You're uninformed on what it takes to succeed. That's the major thing. Right? So watch all of my other videos and you're going to get a reality check on what it takes to succeed. Business is not for everybody. It's hard. Okay? So you've got this optimism and you ride it for a while and you're starting your business and you're like, yeah, I see it all the time in students, guys. They come into our program and they're posting and they're so happy. And then they actually start implementing the business model and they realize, and look, this is just a human thing, right? Like I'm saying, it's not just my business model, it's everyone. They'll start implementing the business model and they'll start going, geez, this is a bit harder than I thought. But look, we don't sugarcoat it. Like I said, guys, I'm not hiding anything from you. Listen to this video. I'm talking about my actual students and the dirty circle that they go in. And I see it in my students. Like, some of them quit. And then I see them back here with a new optimistic opportunity because we're friends on Facebook. Like, I actually see them starting something new and then coming back here and crashing and burning again because the crisis of meaning. Do I really want this? All the pessimism is built up inside of them. And at the end of the day, they just don't stick at it long enough, right? They start questioning and they crash and burn or they quit. And then they start realizing again, damn, I need more out of life and the next opportunity. And here goes that dirty circle over and over. The reality of it is, it doesn't matter what business you get into. If you don't stick with it long enough through the pessimistic and the hard times, you're going to crash and quit. And you're going to go into this circle over and over again. But there is optimism, which is the next step, informed optimism, because now you're informed on what it takes. If you can accept that and get through this crisis of meaning, guess what? That is where success starts to actually happen, right? You actually now have information at your fingertips. You know what it's going to take. You've accepted that you're going to have to undertake these tasks on an ongoing long term, right? Because all strategies are long term. Nothing's quick. That's a falsehood that the internet tries to ingrained into your mind, right? It's a form of mind control, because nothing is quick, right? When it comes to business, it's just not. If it is, it's short-lived. If you want to build long-term sustainability, you need to have long-term vision and values. Okay. So if you get to this point where you can get optimistic about the situation again, because you're actually informed, you know what it takes, and you've now set yourself a plan to actually build that business long term, so you can get you can be optimistic, about this situation once more. And once you've got a plan and a structure at this point, and you actually understand what you need to do, it's only up from there. It's only up to achievement, and this is the level that everybody wants to get to. Another thing about informed optimism is it opens your eyes to what specifically you need to do, right? A lot of people don't look. I'll talk exactly about the publishing business, and I'll talk exactly about public domain publishing. People get optimistic about it. First, they're very skeptical, and then they'll get optimistic about it because they see it's a real opportunity, okay? And then they get pessimistic because they realize it's a real opportunity that requires real work, okay? And then they come down here and they either drop off and they start something new, always something new, fresh and new, a new thing to be optimistic about, or they go through these hard times. And I see this a lot with my prized students. And now I'll come to this point, and this is the point that I always talk about. This is where you can start working with the data, because you'll start to see trends in what you're doing. You'll start to see what needs to be done. You'll start to see specifically like what niches are working for you. You'll start to see what authors and genres are working for you. You'll start to see where they're working for you and why they're working for you. This only comes with experience, okay? Everyone wants to see that back here, but it's just not how it works. And when they see this, that's when you can be optimistic about the opportunity again, because you're going to look at your business one day and it's almost like an awakening. It truly is. You just wake up one day after you've got through the hard yards and you look at your business and you just see what you need to do. You just finally understand it. And you know, I call this the wisdom, the wisdom of business, because you're not wise here. You're very unwise and you're uninformed. And here you're informed, but you're still not wise. You're having a crisis. Like you don't understand whether this is for you or not, and you think something new is going to take you up to here, but it's just not. It's going to put you in a circle. But if you can get past this, you start to get informed wisdom, and that you can be optimistic about for sure. Because once you've got that wisdom and the data just makes sense, you know what systems to do to put into place in order to create achievement. And achievement is where it's at, guys. It's where we all want to be at. So if you end up, you know, in this dirty circle, as I call it, this is what your life will look like, right? It'll just go around and around and around. And you're just going to restart over and over again. And you don't want that. I don't want that. Nobody wants that. So look, at the end of the day, guys, I really liked these graphs because this is what I always preach. And I've found it really difficult to get that point across to people clearly. And I think you can clearly see it here, right? It's the same in every single business. You are going to go through hardships and you're going to question whether this thing works. You're going to question whether it's right for you. You're going to question whether you're capable. You're going to question your coach and you're going to call him a scammer or her a scammer, because that's easier than getting over the hurdles and getting informed and working harder right through this scenario here, so you can actually start to unpack the data and become wise about your business and truly develop yourself into a business person, so you can achieve, so you can make achievements that you never thought possible. So guys, what prompted me to do this? I saw this today and I put it on the back burner. I thought, you know, one day I'll make a video about this. But then I just got a message from somebody who's interested in our business. And it says here, I definitely agree with what you say. But I'm just afraid of leaping into a system and not getting results as I have in the past with many other things that I have done. Can you see that circle that this person is in? Okay. And I'm actually going to send this to you as well in this video. And you're going to, this is the answer to the question. I don't even need to read the rest of your message. I will, of course, because I respect your time and the effort that you took to message me. But this video is basically made for you perfectly, because everybody has been through that circle and we blame it on the wrong things. And some people will call this victim blaming or whatever. There's real scams out there, but business models and coaching is not one of them. If I took your money, right, for coaching and I vanished off the face of the earth, I would be the scum of the earth. I would be a scammer. But if I take your money and give you my entire business model, right? I give you coaching daily, one-to-one support. I give you every asset I've ever built over the past 10 years or 11 years now I've been doing this, and you don't succeed, that's not because of me. That's because you got stuck in this crisis. You couldn't get past the point where, the pessimistic point where you were starting to question, does this work? Is Dan a scammer? This and that and the other. And then you quit and you started over with the next fresh, shiny thing. And guess what happened, guys? Some students didn't. And here they are, right? And that's why you see some people achieve and others don't. Anyway, I won't crap on any longer. This video has gone on long enough. Hopefully this helps somebody. Even if it helps just one person who watches this. Because we all go through this. I did. I went through this. I quit so many things. I had so many different business models and different ideas. It even crosses my mind today to quit certain things that I've been working at for a year plus and try to do something different. But then I realized it's just not the right path to take, because if you've got the result once, if you've made one single sale, you can make 100,000 sales. Okay. And a lot of people come into this public domain space and they'll start making sales, but they don't see the full result that they thought they would get. And that's where they drop off. But listen, if you've made that one sale and you can get through this and you can get into the data, right? That's where you're going to make achievement and success at the end of the day. All right, guys, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments or around this video or wherever you're watching it. I'm always happy to help out. But look, stick with it. Don't quit. Don't get into that dirty circle. Don't let your mind play dirty tricks on you. Don't point the finger. Don't play the blame game. We all go through these ups and downs. And if you can get through that down, you will get up. Okay, I promise you that. All right, guys, you all have a good day.